What up, family? It's a Good Friday today. Y'all know my favorite song on Friday. I've already mentioned him to y'all, Sir Charles Jones. It's Friday. It's the weekend. It's coming upon us fast, and we about to have a good time. I know some of our weeks been long. Some people been working. Some people been chilling. Some people been in between working and chilling and napping. But we made it to Friday, y'all. And I love Friday podcasts, especially the Swagu podcast on Friday. Because I'm going to get you in and out of here, and we're going to have a good time. It's almost like, you know, when you go to church and the preacher be like, I'm going to get us up out of here now. I gotta give you this word, and we're going to get out. And then you sitting there for 3 hours later talking about waiting on the word, pastor. I'm not going to do y'all like that. I'm going to get y'all out of here on Friday. First, let's go, man. Let's go. Listen, let's get into it. Last night, and you'll see me from time to time looking down at my phone because, you know, like a professional, I take notes and I need to refer back to them at times. We're going to go Thursday night football. I know you all saw it, San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks. It was a good game to me. Seattle just had too many mistakes. Obviously, the turnovers were an issue, but I saw some of those glimpses of the San Francisco 49ers team that everybody's waiting on. If they would have lost this game, they would have went 0-3 in the division. I don't know how much y'all know about division, but you go 0-3 in your division, that's almost like you done with winning your division. Now you got to depend on a wild card. So it was a huge win for the 49ers. But I saw some of that Brock Purdy anticipation. I saw getting the ball in Deebo Samuel's hand and letting him make explosive plays. I saw the run game go off. Even in the end of the game, the seal of the game, I saw the run game go off. There were times when I thought Seattle would make a run. I think Seattle is still a good football team. They have obviously their flaws. They got some injuries on defense as well. So I think they'll be a better team going forward once they get everybody healed up and healthy. But the 49ers is the story because they reminded us of why they are considered the favorites in the NFC to represent the NFC in the NFC Championship. But with that being said, the NFC is good, man. It's some solid team. Minnesota then came out of nowhere. I still believe Green Bay is going to be good. I still believe the Saints have a chance to be good. I still think I know Tampa is a good football team. But the cream of the crop is supposed to be the San Francisco 49ers or the Detroit Lions. 49ers looked a lot like the 49ers last night, making plays on special teams, defensively, offensively, being explosive, pushing the ball downfield. I thought Thursday night football was really good last night. I thought it was really, really good. You always get concerned about guys coming off of a short week and seeing how they're going to respond. I thought both teams played well. The mistakes were the difference in the game. Thursday night football went up on Amazon Prime, and I was happy to see it because it was a divisional game that was super important to both of these teams. 49ers walk away with the dub. Hopefully, this is the step for them to start playing consistently better and get some guys back health-wise. This is what I call housekeeping. We had to get the Thursday night football game in because last night it happened, and I wanted to respond to it because sometimes people don't respond to stuff, and they need to respond to it because that's their job. So I did that. Next week we got 49ers and the Chiefs. People always talk about a Super Bowl rematch. This ain't got nothing to do with Super Bowl. This is a regular season game. One on the AFC, one on the NFC. They lose. Obviously, nobody wants to lose, but it's not going to affect you in your side of the conference or your division. But I'm sure the 49ers would like to get a little bit of get back. But the 49ers get back. They want to get back in the Super Bowl that's going to be held in Nolens, Louisiana. All right, that was Thursday night football. Listen, I'm going to move on. Got some big games this week. Big games, not only in the pros, but in college, but I'm going to start with the pros. Got the Baltimore Ravens versus the Commanders. I'm not talking about this game in totality. I'm talking about the storyline, the comparison of Jayden Daniels to Lamar Jackson. The fact that we get to see them both play against each other, see both of them be dynamic. It's going to be a great test for Jayden Daniels. This Baltimore Ravens defense is starting to look good. They starting to get back to playing some dominant ball. I'm not gonna go crazy about the points that they've given up. They creating turnovers, they creating sacks, they create negative yardage. Jayden Daniels is on a roll right now. He's the rookie. He's leading the class in rookie of the year this year, balling out of his mind. Got the Commanders 4-1, I believe, and in contention. They lead the NFL in points scored, I believe. So it's not a far-fetched thing to think that this is really their first test, because now you got that dynamic man on the other side, Jayden Daniels, named Lamar Jackson, who you say you don't like people to compare you to, but I wouldn't go as far as to say I don't like it. I would just say some of our game reminds people of what we do. And obviously we know it's the athletic side. Both are really good passers. Jayden obviously came out of LSU pushing the ball downfield like he's doing right now. Both extend plays, both make dynamic plays, both get up the field with their legs and makes defenses look silly. So Jayden, Lamar, we want to see who's gonna do it the most. I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. Both of y'all, as your big OG, don't go in this game talking about, man, I'm gonna just chill and throw from the man. Give us something to watch. Give us something to see. It's Baltimore. It's DC. It's right there. It's right. It's almost like the two rival high schools from the same area about to play each other with two dynamic quarterbacks. One is 1A and one is 1B. Man, go on out there and get busy now. And Commanders defense, don't mess this game up. We need some stops so we can see Jayden and we can see Lamar in some critical situations. I love critical situations. One team on a 4-game winning streak, one team on a 3-game winning streak. Baltimore 3 in a row, the Commanders 4 in a row. It's going to be a hell of a game, y'all. You finna see superstars all over the place. But the most important position in football is, I believe, is two superstars. One in the making and one we know is already established as a bona fide superstar, 2-time MVP. And I know it's something in Lamar Jackson competitive DNA that he not about to let this rookie get one up on him. I just feel like it. So that's what I have to say about that. That's why you should be excited about this particular game this week. One, Washington Commanders fans want to know if they for real. Even in a loss, you can determine if you're good against the Baltimore Ravens, because that's a good barometer. We know the Ravens are good. Don't worry about the record. We know that that's a good football team with a lot of experience in winning. And the Commanders are trying to build a way up, and they 4-1 right now. So how you look is important as winning or losing the game. Obviously, we know it's time to recover from a loss, and we know it's AFC, NFC. So it won't have any divisional implications unless you get in a tie-break situation if you're the Washington Commanders. But the bottom line is Jayden Daniels is about to face off with Lamar Jackson. I don't know. Think of it as Mike and Kobe. I like that. You know, it's like that meme when you like pointing and you saying, you look like me. I know you look like me. You look like me. I was here first, but you look like me. That's Lamar and Jayden. A lot of similarities. Differences, a lot of similarities. Reinvigorated a franchise, brought a dynamic playmaking ability element, can push the ball downfield, very comfortable in their own skin, polarizing, superior athletes, Heisman Trophy winners. What you mean don't compare? It's a good one, Jayden. Washington Commanders, Baltimore Ravens, in a game that's very meaningful, and two franchises and two fan bases that's going to be super invigorated to watch this game. Thank God, hallelujah, that the Washington Commanders changed ownership, they changed head coaching, and look at them now. And the Baltimore Ravens have been part of the gold standard as far as doing it consistently over time the right way. I'm excited. That's the game. That's the preview. Y'all get hyped for that. I'm telling you. It's Friday and them ladies put on last night. And by them ladies, I mean the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty. Liberty. Um, Minnesota got the dub and had to come back. And it was a display of just sheer basketball. Now, let me put a little context to why I talk about the WNBA like I do and why I love it and why this game is growing at a rate that is unreal because now people are invested in it. One, if you watched the game last night, you saw a display of super talented basketball players. If you go back to a few previous podcasts, you'll hear me mention basketball players. Women hoopers. That's what it was. Courtney Williams went off last night. Went off. Nafisa Collier went off last night. We know Stewie was out there. Obviously, she want to have a couple shots back. More importantly, this game was a 2-point game, went into overtime. It was a comeback made. It was all of the makings of why a finals is a finals. It's two really good teams going to battle, trying to get to that number first in order to be champions. Kayla McBride had 22 and 4 assists. Sabrina had 19 and 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, think about this. B. Stu, 18, 9. These women out here hooping, man. Look at the stats. I mean, it's just so my wife played in the WNBA. My sister was recruited very highly in basketball, ended up going to LSU. My wife went to LSU. My wife got drafted 7th overall to the Washington Mystics. The league was not like it is when my wife was in the league. A lot of women before have paved the way to grow the game and get it to a point where young women bought in, young women wanted to be hoopers, and now we see the manifestation of a generation that saw women playing in a professional league, and now they putting on a show. And the show is worth watching. I'm telling y'all need to go tap in these stadiums. It's electric. It's electric, man. So for a lot of it, for me is really, I've always thought that women play basketball in its purest form. And the reason why I say that is because you see how last night was a indication of not only Courtney going off, but how you have to be team oriented and possession by possession based and getting the best shot. I think it's just always a display of that. It's almost like the women play like international rules all the time with ball movement, with high-low entry into the post, back to the outside, and oh yeah, they got that rock on the string now. It's some hooping going on. But the Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, WNBA Finals Game 1 won by the Lynx 95-93. I think they had to mount like a 18-point comeback, 15-point comeback in like the last 5 minutes or something like that. Man, listen, I'm going to be locked in. Y'all lock in. In the midst of me watching football, I got to watch basketball too. WNBA basketball. Congratulations to the Lynx. You got one. You got to get some moto. And it's gonna be hard to do. But you've already done hard. You made the largest comeback in WNBA Finals history. So you've already done hard. But it ain't nothing like a starving dog. And I feel like the Liberty gonna come out like that. Game 2. Turn up, WNBA. Speaking of basketball, there's a historic thing happening. I think it's happening now and every day. And I know we waiting on the season to start. Got to sip my coffee out. I know we waiting on the season to start to actually see it in the regular season, preseason going on right now in the NBA. But LeBron James's son is on his team. Let that sink in. We've seen. I know. Don't. I know. I know. We've seen it in baseball. Look, man. Baseball ain't basketball. I was happy when Ken Griffey and his father was in the league together. But baseball ain't basketball. You don't play basketball long enough for your newborn to become your teammate. Don't nobody play that long except LeBron James. And I can't tell you how ecstatic I am. Now, I know it's a lot of things surrounding this, a lot of conversation been going on. I'm not having that conversation with y'all asses. I'm excited about the fact that a father and a son is about to play in the NBA together. I don't want to talk about none of that other stuff. Lakers open their season October 22nd, man, against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm praying that Bronny and LeBron end up on the floor together. I don't care if they just run them out there to start the game and then call timeout. JJ do the right thing. That's JJ Redick, the head coach for the Lakers. I want to see both of these dudes on the court together during the regular season of a basketball game so I can witness something that has never been done before and may never be done again. History. The man told y'all we was going to be a witness when he was 18 coming out of high school, St. Vincent St. Mary, going and getting drafted to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm a witness. Now we're about to witness Bron play on the same team with his son in the National Basketball Association. Let that sink in before all that hating stuff come out your heart. I want to make this PSA based on Bron and Bronny conversation. Man, stop hating. It seems like culturally, like when things are like this happening, everybody want to find something negative or something to say. Man, so what, man? It's a father and a son about to play together for the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA on the same team in the same year. Stop hating, man. No, it ain't you. It ain't your son. It ain't somebody else's opportunity. Man, they could have put a better player. They could have got a better player. Yeah, they maybe so. I can tell you that for 1,000 kids that go to college and 1,000 dudes that play in the NFL or NBA, it's always going to be a question of was somebody better and should they have win. Stop hating, man. Damn, bro. Like I'm going off on the tangent right now, bro. It's too much hating going on. It ain't enough celebrating people. It's too much hating. Something good happened for somebody and it comes out publicly, immediately people draw to the negativity of whatever they feeling. Stop projecting how you feeling on people that's happy and doing their thing. Get yourself right. Stop all that damn hating, man. Bron and Bronny, I'm excited for you, dog. I'm excited that you're about to play with your son in the NBA. I'm happy you were able to get your son in position to get him a shot at playing in the NBA. I'm happy about that. I'm happy that you were a present father and making sure that not only did all three of your children have what they need, but you helped facilitate their dreams. Bronny's dream was to be an NBA basketball player. Dream realized. Now, I know Bron would appreciate this, and I know Bronny will appreciate this. The work starts now, Bronny. You hear the noise, you know, like I just said, the hate, all of that. You've been under a microscope your entire life because who your father was and is. But you're in the NBA now. I will tell you this. Them dudes you're going to be playing against don't care that your daddy LeBron. Them dudes in that league, they are going to want to destroy you because one, they are competitive basketball players. I'm not telling you nothing you don't know. I just want the audience to know of the Swagu podcast that when you go out there and you start having success or in the midst of having failure considerable to what you think success and failure is, everybody going to be waiting to see how you respond, which we do to every athlete, especially ones with microscopes on them. Go handle your business, youngin. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for LeBron. That's some dope, you know, ASS stuff. Them boys on the same team, man. I like that is crazy. They on the same team. Speaking of fathers, I'm gonna transition into this. Bron and Bronny, good luck, man. Speaking of fathers, Carlos Boozer, former Duke University basketball player, former NBA player, has two sons, Caden and Cameron, two high-level, top high school basketball players. I've actually watched them in person, and they can absolute flat out get it on a basketball court. They committed to Duke together. So Carlos Boozer's sons, Cameron and Caden, committed to play basketball at Duke. The rich get richer at Duke, man. Duke got Cooper Flag last year. Now they get Cameron Boozer and Caden Boozer. The brotherhood, I think that's what they call it at Duke. You know, Carlos left a legacy at Duke, and now his son's about to go and try to lead a mark before they go off to the NBA. I couldn't be happier, man. I feel so proud for these dudes as fathers because it take work, man. It's a crazy, grimy navigation. Shout out to the mamas as well. I know the dads are the polarizing figures, but Savannah, Bronny's mom, obviously, she's done a phenomenal job. You hear Bron talk about it in such a glowing light. I see Cameron and Caden mom with them. I don't know her name. I'm sorry about that, but she's very integral into what they do. I know she's very important in the decision making process. So I want to shout out to mom because we got some athletes in my household, and I know how important their mom is to them. I know how much their mom influences their decisions unbeknownst to all of the scouts and stuff that come for your kids. They think the daddy, because he was a pro, is the one that you got to court. No, you got to court the mamas. The mamas. The mamas are the ones you got to court. Just a FYI for when it starts in other people's households. But Cameron and Caden Boozer are going to Duke University, following in their father's legacy of being a Duke basketball player. And I'm excited about that. Speaking of father and sons and basketball connections, I thought that was a great way to talk about those two guys. Oh, by the way, speaking of father son, I can't be in Colorado Springs, but my son is at USA minicamp. I'm excited for him. He's excited. It was an invite that he won. He's at USA basketball. This is his first USA basketball activity. It's something that he has aspired to. Marcus Spears Jr., man, 6'8", 15-year-old lefty basketball player, one of the top players in the country. But I'm excited for his opportunity to go down and compete and learn more about the game at USA. This is one of the steps in measuring up, seeing who you are. So I'm sitting here complimenting and congratulating these fathers and mothers. I'm going to congratulate myself and my wife. I got the oldest going to Texas to play volleyball. My son is at USA camp right now. I love it, man. I love it. I just love it for them. I love it for them. It's something that he set out to get done. It's something that it was a goal that he had. And I'm excited that he's starting to see some of the fruits of his labor, even though it's a lot of work left to be done. And he knows that. I tell him all the time. But I'm super proud of him. My daughter started on this trend in this path of USA in volleyball. She would go to training series. She would go to the camps. She played U19 under volleyball for USA team. It's a pride that they have. It's, USA invites you to certain events, especially as a young athlete. You know that you are on the radar and people are watching. So I'm excited for him, man. That's a hell of a job, June. That's what I call my son, y'all. So Bron about to play with Bronny. Caden and Cameron Boozer committed to Duke University, where their father, Carlos Boozer, played. And Marcus Spears' son is at USA basketball camp, not football. That's a great Friday. As far as my son, he is a sophomore, starting to get recruited. People are starting to. I really don't care where he goes as long as it's some he's happy with where he gonna develop. Um, I'm just saying. I did go to LSU though, and my wife. Our daughter didn't go to LSU, so we ain't trying to steer them that way. But if they do, I will be happy. I will be ecstatic. If they don't, guess what? I will be happy. I will be ecstatic. Oh, man. I love talking about basketball. Talked about the women, talked about Bronny and Bron, Carlos Booz and Cameron and Caden, me and my son. I'm excited, man. It's an exciting time. Everybody lock in. Everybody lock in on the Swagu podcast, man. Like, subscribe, follow. We on YouTube. You can tap in, watch us on videos. It's a great college football weekend too. Let me end by mentioning LSU and Ole Miss. Ole Miss at LSU, Texas, Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. I ain't saying it 3 times. Red River rivalry. And we got Ohio State at 2, and I believe Oregon at 3, squaring off. So it's a great college football weekend. I'm sure them dudes on game day gonna be getting it popping. First of all, a shout out to game day. First of all, game day rolling, which is what they've been doing for years. But that dynamic with Pat McAfee and Nick Saban is funny to me, y'all. And it's good and it's entertaining. It is funny. I know Nick. I don't know Pat as well, but I know Pat enough to know that sometimes Nick probably sitting there like, what the hell is Pat about to do? What is Pat doing? And Pat crazy as hell. I know Nick say that, but they have a good time on that show. So yeah, it's a big college weekend, man. I'm not going to stay too long on college football. Y'all know what it is. College football right now is as good as it can get because of a 12-team playoff. It's so unpredictable. You don't know which loss or 2 or 3 potentially will keep you out, or will 2 of the right losses get you in and you go on to have a good season. This 12-team playoff done shook some stuff up, and I can't wait. That's why these weekends like this are so impactful. But we also can enjoy them, and fan bases can enjoy them. Let me end on this tangent about college football. The fact that the 12-team playoff came about keeps all fan bases engaged for the remainder of the season, unless you just absolutely out, which is why I think college football figured it out in a major way by saying, nah, we're going to keep this season all the way interesting, all the way into week probably 9, and see what teams are. But big weekend. Remember I said Texas, Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. You got Ohio State versus Oregon. That's 2 and 3. And you got them Tigers playing Ole Miss in Death Valley on Saturday night. There ain't nothing better. It's Friday. Y'all turn on that Sir Charles Jones. Y'all go enjoy y'all weekend. Y'all families and friends, and find some happiness. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling out, man, know that Swagu got you, man. We all go through it. Go take you a walk. Clear your mind. Breathe a little bit. Tap into things that make you happy. It ain't nothing but peace and love from this way. We're going to talk a little sports. We're going to give a little life. We're going to talk a little family. We're going to talk some food. Y'all, by the way, this weekend I want some oxtails. So I got to find some, or I got to cook some. Yeah, that's what I'm eating this weekend. Y'all tap in. Tell me what y'all eating this weekend. The other thing, too, this is what we need y'all to do. We need y'all to send questions. I love questions. Some stuff, I ain't going to say anything is off limits because I'm just not going to answer it if it's off limits. But send some questions. Sports, life, what's going on with me, anything. Anything y'all want to ask, Swagu, y'all send some questions in. Put them in the comments. Swagu Podcast on X. Swagu Podcast on Instagram. And then MSpear96 on social media. It's been real. Sir Charles Jones, y'all light it up. It's Friday. I'm going to party and get my groove on. Peace and love from the Swagu Podcast. Like, subscribe, follow, comment. We'll be back next week.